and welcome back to my channel. My name is hautemesstom, and today I will be doing a review of the Fenty Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint. And no, I could not remember that off the top of my head. And now that I'm realizing it, it also says it on the product and not just on my phone. So if you're new to my reviews, I've done one other one and it was on the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, and I will link that up in the cards below. But I tend to do a long form review, which just essentially means that it's gonna go on for a while. So I do put timestamps in the link on the timeline and in the description box below. So if you want to skip to anything, feel free to skip. But if you are new here, feel free to subscribe and like this video, you know, just to help a girl out. The Fenty Eaze Blur, oh my god. First of all, too many words in the title. First problem right there. So why I was enticed by this, I love the word blur. The word blur in a makeup product, I say yes. I say sign me up. I also I heard some very good things from some other YouTubers that I like. Emily Han had some good things to say about it, as did Teresa is Dead. So I snagged it up. I heard good things about it before we went onto the mask. Also, I think Smoky Glow even liked it, so it had a lot of good things. And the Sephora sale rolled up, and it's summertime. We're going into the summertime, so skin tint is like an easy breezy way to put on your makeup and make your face just look a little bit better. So it has a lot of good things going for it already. We love a skin tint in the summertime, so we have hot girl summer. Like, that's the dream, right? And we've been cooped up in our house. So I was putting a lot of my hopes and dreams into this skin tint, and that's on me. The way my highlighter is popping in this frame, it makes it look like I put way too much on. My expectations of a skin tint are that it's like easy, breezy, looks good if I put it on with my hands or a sponge. It's gonna work well with cream products, because ideally in my head a skin tint works really well with cream products, because you just like use your fingers for everything and it's like easy on the go, run out the door, you're ready and it's ready to go. So that's kind of what my expectations were with this. So let's get to some of the facts about this product. The bottle contains 1.08 fluid ounces. 1 ounce is typical for a product like this, so you get a little bit more than the regular. This comes in 25 shades, and for a skin tint, that's a pretty big range. It's 100% cruelty-free and vegan, and it costs $29.50. I did buy it on the Sephora sale, so I got 20% off that price because I am a Rouge member. So one of my favorite things to do whenever I pick up a product and I'm doing a review is to just look at the ingredients. I am not a skincare ingredient czar. I am an esthetician, but I have to put just as much work into researching these ingredients as anyone else does, because the Pennsylvania skincare program for estheticians is like not good. Also, I just like didn't work in the field as an esthetician yet. Like, that's something I have yet to do. I don't even know if I want to do it, so just know that. So I use two different websites whenever I am doing research for these videos. I use Paula's Choice and I use EWG Skin Deep. So they both take into account the ingredients. Paula's Choice has like best, good, worst kind of ingredient listings, and then EWG does a rating from 1 to 10. The lower the number, the better. The higher the number of ranking, it is like bad. So depending on the shade, the ingredients show up in a little bit different of an order. That's typical among most products that are complexion products, is the different shades because of the actual ingredients that create the different colors. The ingredients show up a little bit different. If you're not familiar how ingredients list works, a brief overview: whatever is the first thing on the list that product has the most of that in it. Obviously they're not breaking down every ingredient, because then they're basically giving away their formula, so it's kind of just a generalized order of operations. But the third to fourth ingredient, depending on the color that you would buy, that's talc, and that's interesting. So this is only my second like deep dive into a foundation product or a complexion product. For a skin tint, talc seems like a very interesting ingredient. I know because this is supposed to be a more matte skin tint, I'm assuming that's what that is in there for, to just give you a little bit more of a matte finish. But a lot of people are trying to avoid talc now, and I think it's one of those things like that brands are moving away from, because a lot of people just don't want talc in their products. And I've never seen it in a cream or liquid product before. I think talc is something most people think to avoid whenever they're talking about powder products. So like a blush or powder foundation, most people are like, oh, there might be talc in that. I've never even thought about it being in my skin tint or my foundation. So that's interesting. I just mentioned that because there's a lot of people who are looking to avoid that, but there's nothing necessarily wrong with that ingredient. It's like legal to put into your products. It's noteworthy to note that it's in there. The first ingredient that was a little bit sketch is this one's tough. Phenoxyethanol. Phenoxyethanol. I'm going to type it up here for you to see. So it's a preservative, and Paula's Choice gives this a good rating, so that's fine. But EWG did give it a 2 to 4 rating, which that puts it in like the yellow scale on EWG. So it's like, makes me go, And the reason it has this higher number on their scale makes it a little bit worse of an ingredient. It does cause some irritation to those who have sensitive skin. I'm not trying to call out anything because this ingredient has shown up in other products that I use like on a regular basis, but it's just good to know. It's kind of a tee-hee-hee ingredient. So it encases the ingredient urea, and if that sounds like a water sport to you, you are correct. It is derived from urine. However, they make it synthetically, so it's not actually urine, but like your urine has it, so you could just pee on yourself. Anyway, that ingredient has good ratings on both websites, so it's not even something that you need to avoid. I just thought it was fun to know, like whenever I was like, hey, there's isobutane in this. Why? Nobody knows. There's no isobutane in this Fenty one, but it was in the Giorgio Armani foundation that I last reviewed. So I'm gonna shout out some good ingredients that both websites think are very good ingredients. So that's good. I'm just gonna shout those out too. Sodium hyaluronate. It's one of Paula's Choice's best ingredients, and that was the first ingredient I think I've ever looked up on Paula's Choice that had the best. And the reason that they rank it as best, the salt form of skin replenishing ingredient hyaluronic acid, considered to be more effective for the skin than pure hyaluronic acid due to its greater compatibility. So that's something to note. And tocopherol, which is vitamin E, and this product, as I was looking through the ingredients, there was a lot of glycolic and vitamins in it. Essentially, the vitamins are antioxidants, block free radicals from the air. This product does not advertise it as something that has antioxidants in it and blocks free radicals, but I did want to just note that those ingredients seem to be in there. I'm not saying that they are at a high enough level to do a lot of protection. I think it's cool that they are in there. And on the flip side of it being a matte formula, there seems to be a lot of things in there that are supposed to nourish the skin as well. So it's not just going to mattify you out if that's something that you are concerned about. I'm not saying this is going to be the best for someone who has dry skin. I'm just saying that it seems like Fenty was trying to create something that was for more skin types than just people who have oily skin. I'm gonna cut to me doing some silly stuff while I read you the claims of this product from the Fenty website. The blur is real. Rihanna wanted to create a light coverage, easy to apply, flexible skin tint that instantly evens out your complexion and gives a flattering blurred effect. Eaze Drop with hydrating quick blur complex is perfect for a no makeup look, or for when you want to look effortlessly put together in 25 adaptable shade options for all. Instant blurring skin tint in 25 flexible shades. Buildable light to medium long wear coverage with quick blur complex for a hydrating diffused effect. Smooth texture that layers well with primer and skincare. Applies well with fingers or brush. Humidity, sweat, and transfer resistant formula. So if you are new to these reviews, I like to do a 5-day wear test. In my wear test, I do the first 3 days where I apply different ways. Typically on day 1, I use my hands to apply it. Hand application is typically not my favorite way to apply my foundations, but I like to do 1 day wearing it that way because there are people who exist that like to put stuff on with their hands, and I'm doing that just to show anyone who is curious about a hand application how it looks when you apply it with your hands. Day 2, I will use typically a sponge. I'm saying typically because Monday I'm going to end up doing them out of order, and I know that about myself, so I'm just saying that up front. So day 2, I use a sponge, and day 3, I use a brush. Any of the other things I use in conjunction with the product, like my primer or my powder, I try to change it up just to see if different products work with it, or if I have something that doesn't play well with the product on the first day, I'll try something different the next day. So I'm not making the same error over and over. Ideally, I want all of the products that are in my collection to work for me. So I am willing to put a little bit of effort in to see which things are going to play well with it. Before we jump into the 5-day wear test, just know that I have oily skin and I do tend to like a natural finish looking product, and I typically like medium to medium full coverage items. So I just want you to know that, because sometimes that's going to bias my opinion just a little bit. Let's get to the footage. Let's roll it. So this is the Fenty Eaze Drop Skin Tint in Natural Light. You already saw it in my vanity when I was putting it on. I like just put it on, so I just am making sure that I'm like getting all the lighting for you. It's very light coverage, but it is nice. I don't know what I want from it, but it just like, I guess I didn't like have a lot of fun putting it on, but I also used my hands today. So that could very well be what it was. I just like don't normally like using my hands. However, there's a lot of stuff happening on my face, which is fun. Some new things that I am doing. And then I also think I'm going to introduce a project pan. So if I have, I'll try to remember to link that up there. But also that could have been weeks ago because I take forever to do foundation reviews. And then here is the skin tint in overhead lighting. I'm gonna get on my, I'm like gonna get on my bed, but just so you can see it. Honestly, it looks kind of the best in the overhead lighting. It didn't look bad in the vanity lighting, but like, I think it's doing the most blurring in this bad lighting, which I think that's interesting. You don't normally see that. Also this lip, also Fenty. Everything is Fenty. Everything is Fenty. Okay, so I have had the skin tint on for about 6 hours. So I know it's a skin tint. Like, I understand that that's what this product is promising to be. I don't know that I noticed blurring, and I don't know. I don't know, but let's talk about some positives. So remember with the Giorgio Armani, like I had some like really wild pore issues on my cheek. Definitely not the case with this. Also, I did put on a cream blush, and I feel like the cream blush lifted the skin tint. So that's something to know, just for my references. I did like the hand application. Maybe the sponge application will give me a little more coverage that I'm looking for, just like a little bit more, because like right now I just feel like it looks like I have nothing on, which is kind of the point, but I also don't know that my skin looks that much better because of that. But like it's fine so far. I just was kind of hoping to like it just a little bit more than I do, which is frustrating. I will say, I mean, it seems to be wearing well if it's still on my face. Like, clearly it is. Like, you can see where the glasses were, that like it's cut up, but I do like it is sitting on the skin nicely. Much nicer than the Giorgio Armani foundation, which is, the irony is not lost on me. But so I'm gonna wear this for a few more hours and I'll do like one final check-in. And then I can't wait. One thing I did want to note, I can feel this on my face. And I know that sounds weird, but I wear a lot of makeup. And for me to note something like I can feel it sitting on my face, I do. And it's a skin tint. And it doesn't feel like heavy. I just like can feel it on my face. And that sounds crazy to you. It feels crazy to me too. Because I'm not, like, I've worn full coverage. I wear full coverage foundation sometimes. So like, it's not like, I don't know. It's interesting. But okay. So we'll do a few more hours. My next couple wears probably will not have a full day wear test. My work schedule is changing and I am working earlier in the morning, which was by design, by me. So I won't be putting on makeup until after work, and I will only be able to wear it for like 5 or 6 hours if I put it on right after work, which is great, but also like not a full day wear test. So today is going to be like the first, like probably the only like full day where I'm going to get like maybe a full day, 8 hours in. Anyway, so that's the check-in. I will check in tonight. Okay, it's the end of my first wear test. Oh my God. I had some kind of pasta for dinner and it is like come back up sensually. You know what I mean? Does that, no, like sensually. I mean, it smells. Anyway, so I think it like held up quite all right. Okay, I'm gonna like double check when I'm taking off the makeup, like if any makeup comes off. But yeah, I'm excited to try it again. See, now the pore thing is happening, but I think that's just like oil, just like some oily things happening. So I used the Bobbi Brown primer today. So tomorrow I will try the Tarte primer. Maybe it'll help to counteract some of this. I did powder quite a bit today. So maybe I'll use a little bit more powder, but I don't want to powder too much because I feel like the formula on this is a little bit mattifying. I'm looking forward to trying it with a sponge, and we'll see where that takes us. So, see you in day 2. Okay, so this is day 2. We applied the Fenty skin tint with the beauty sponge, and I liked it putting it on much better this way. Like 100%, I liked it so much better this way. But here it is in the natural light. You just saw me with my vanity lights. I will say, like, I don't think this plays well with cream products, which is a little bit unfortunate because it's kind of been my favorite way. I like I prefer like cream blushes and cream highlights. Like it looks fine, but it's like still not my favorite. It is much like glowier overall today, but I think that has to do with the sponge, but I could be wrong. But it looks, to me, it looks better today. To me, it's like more of what I wanted it to be today. So I'll take it as a win. Now I'm going to show you with the overhead light. All right, so here it is in overhead, not natural light. Getting a few angles for you. I mean, it's not bad. I don't know what I want from it that I'm like feeling like I'm not getting. But tomorrow I'm gonna try using only powder products instead of the cream stuff that I have been using. Just as a curiosity test. And I did use the Tarte primer today, which was different than yesterday. So those are all things to note. Again, I can feel it on my face, and I don't know what that's about. To me, that's so weird. That's so weird. Oh my god, it's so bright. It's the end of the day. I've only had it on for about like 6 hours, but like I said, my work schedule recently changed, so it's just I'm not gonna be able to do as long as wear tests during the week. But I'm gonna commit to doing a one weekend day with it, where I do it like from the morning all the way into the evening. But again, like it looks good now. So I really did like my midday check-in yesterday when I did it. So it like, I find like that when when I put it on, it's like not my favorite. And then like in the middle of the day, it seems to like look its best. And then by the end of the day, it's like not, it's like whatever again. But you know, it's a vibe, it's a mood. I had glasses on, so hence, you know, the glasses mark. But like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I don't know. I'm thinking unless like something drastically changes with my application process, I'm gonna try a different powder tomorrow because I'm wondering if that's what I'm feeling on my face. I don't think it is. The Fenty is like the only new thing I'm introducing to my face. So, but if I keep feeling like I have something, like if I keep feeling it on my face, it's gonna go back. I'm just like, I can't put up with that. Today we applied with a brush, and I only used powder products on top of the Fenty skin tint. Now, I will say like this has been the most successful version, I think. We're in natural light now. I'm standing right in front of my window, so just in case you were wondering. Anyway, so yeah, like it does look a lot better with the powder product on top of it, which is a little bit frustrating because I think the whole point of a skin tint is supposed to be easy breezy. I find that cream products are also easy breezy, but when I can't use them together, we run into a problem. Like I don't even think like the Fenty cream stuff would lay on top of this very well. So I don't know. I'm like at a loss, but I did like the way it applied with the brush. Probably even better than the sponge. I like the sponge, but I think I like the finish of this a little bit better. It's not really on my nose, but that could be used. That could be my error. That could be like my bad. Put a little bit more on what's left on this brush, I guess. Oh my god, I just almost broke a mirror. So yeah, I'm gonna show you this in overhead light now too. Okay, so now we're in artificial overhead light. Almost nothing looks good in this lighting, but it's the reality of what we're doing here. It does look a little more glowy today, I would say. The thing, okay, oh, also today I used the Pat McGrath powder, which I've used many times before, and I can still feel this on my face, which is a big problem. I will report back at the end of my day. It's like in the afternoon. I'll probably only have it on for 4 to 5 hours. But you know, we're giving it the best shot we can. And then this weekend I'll do a like all day wear test and we'll see what happens. I don't think I have anything like super duper planned this weekend, so it's not like I'm gonna be going anywhere. And I'm just kind of editing a bunch of different things right now for this evening. So it's like, we're not doing like a stress test on this, so know that. I work from home and I very rarely leave the house. So I won't be able to do like a mask test, but I know, I've seen a couple reviews of this where people said this is like a very mask friendly, product. So if it's something that concerns you, I'm wondering if like the matteness helps prevent the mask lifting of it all. So I don't know. I'm not impressed so far. Again, I thought I was gonna like this. I really picked this because 1, it's like the newest product that I own, and 2, and so I was like, maybe it'll regenerate more views, but who knows, it probably won't because I am me, and I like to do 50-minute videos on foundation. However, that's also what I like to do, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Anyway, sorry, that's like a sidetrack that I don't need to put in here. Anyway, but I really thought I was gonna like this because I kind of wanted to do like the opposite of how I felt of the Giorgio Armani. I kind of wanted this to be like the upper. I'm gonna try to do uppers and downers with the foundation because it's gonna be really hard. There are some foundations I have that I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna like. They could change my mind, but do you know what I mean? So this is a really arduous, long task that I'm doing. So I'm just trying to get stuff out of my drawers. That's all I want. I have been sitting in the dark watching TikToks, you know, as one does. So I can't really open my eyes because these lights are so bright. But we're like 5 hours into wear. 5 hours into wear time. It looks fine. It looks fine. But it kind of has looked fine halfway through the day. Like at the 4-hour mark every time. Not too shiny. Looks good in the areas that I was having problems with the luminous silk. So I like it. It's fine. I like it at the 4-hour mark, but I also don't think I like it enough to like, I can still feel it on my face, which is like truly not, I don't enjoy that. So I like don't know how to fix that at this point. I'll try a different primer, but like, I just think it is the product, so. Okay, we're at day 4. I applied with the brush again because I think I liked the finish the best, the way it looked the best. Again, we just did all powder products on top of it. Again, I can feel it on my face. We're in natural lighting right now. It's not as bright as it's been the past couple days. Actually, snow today randomly, so love to see it. Let me show you how this looks in overhead lighting. Okay, here we are in the overhead. I think today it looks like pretty bomb. Looks bomb. Doesn't feel good. I also shaved, so that could be affecting the contours of my face. If that was jarring to you, I apologize. It's just I needed to clean up because I take my foundation all the way through my beard because I don't want my hair, like my skin under there, to be a different color. And once it gets like just a little bit too scruffy, it gets pretty annoying. Okay, I'm just gonna wear it. It's not gonna be too long of a day today, but I will check in at the end of my day. All right, I'll see you again later. Okay, we have about like 4 hours of wear. Looks good. Seems okay. We appreciate her, but we're gonna wash her off. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a full wear test today. It's 11:34 a.m., so I'm hoping to get at least 8 hours of wear. Something really weird happened today. I was using a powder blush from this Jouer palette, and it lifted the foundation. So, I don't know. But this is how we're looking. I used the McGrath powder. I used the Tarte primer. I really want to let my final form tell you how I feel about this, but like, as of right now, this isn't it for me, which is frustrating because I really wanted to like this. But I think I'm gonna do a skin tint that I think I like. Who knows? Watch me put it on for 4 days and be like 5 days and just be like, you know what? Never mind. I don't like this. I also forgot to record the application process on my camera, so I have some of it, but not all of the footage. So that's what you saw before I started talking. It's very dreary here in Pittsburgh today. So like this is like no overhead light, so natural lighting as it can get, but it's a little bit dark today, so I apologize. I do think this looks good in overhead lighting, which is like always a surprise to me. Like I'm not over that. I think that's like really great, but yeah. I know a lot of people don't like this Anastasia Beverly Hills gold highlight, but I'm actually very into it. I think it's very pretty. Anyway, that's not this video. It's gonna be, well, probably won't ever be a video, but I do like it. So just don't be scared of that if you are interested in it. So I actually forgot to mention that I will be going out today, so I will be wearing a mask over this, so I'll be able to clue you in on that too, which I like didn't think I was originally going to. So wins all around. It's 11:43 and I feel like I've done 1,000 things already today. So happy holidays. Happy Merry Chrysler. Okay, so it's about 10:30 now. So I've got about like 11 hours aware because I think I started around 12:30. So it did a fairly good job under the mask, which is good. I have like a hair on my face, which is cute. I can't really complain, actually. It did work pretty well. Still can feel it on my face. It's like not my journey, but I also think it probably won't, I don't think everyone feels it on their face. I just like don't know that this is like, everyone needs to buy this. I like other things better. I just don't think this, like, it looks, I like the way it looks better at the end of the day than it did at the beginning of the day, which is like really not, that's not what I'm about. So I want to look good when I put it on and also throughout the day. Oh no. Before I have any of my final thoughts, I'm returning this. I really didn't like it. Is it the worst thing I ever put on my face? No. Is it the best thing? Also, no. And I just am not making room in my collection for mediocrity. And I've said this in my other videos where I'm tired of mediocrity. And I love a lot of the things that Fenty has produced, but this just isn't a star product in my personal opinion. However, there are people who really enjoy this product. It just didn't work for me. And I'm gonna just briefly remind you why if you didn't watch the 5-day wear test. When I think of a skin tint, I think of something super easy breezy, beautiful, wonderful, put on with your hands, put on your sponge. I said this at the top of the thing. This just like wasn't that. When I would put it on, it would lift when I put on a cream blush or even a powder blush, and that's just like not good. And whenever I want to put something on the go that's a skin tint that's like not too much coverage, so I don't have to worry about it, it should be a very simple process, and this just didn't have that simple process that I needed. My biggest problem, beyond it not playing well with essentially any other product that I put on top of it or underneath it, is that I could feel it on my face. And this is not a full coverage foundation. It doesn't even promise to be a full coverage foundation. If it was a full coverage foundation, I would give it a little bit grace if I could feel it on my face. This is a skin tint, and I could feel it on my face all day. Now I'm wondering if I might have some sensitivity to that ingredient that I had mentioned earlier, and maybe it's not in anything else that I have, but it was uncomfortable for me, and that is not what I want my skin tint to be. I think the last deal breaker that I really have with this product is that it promises blurring, and I didn't really see a lot of blurring. I saw more blurring whenever I was using my primer, like my first step, the Tarte primer. It just did a lot more blurring than this did. And if this is supposed to be like my one-step blurring, I don't think that's the one. This is a common complaint I've seen across the board. Even people who like it don't think that this product has much of a blurring effect. So I'm not the only one. I know that Teresa is Dead also said this, and Michelle Wong also reviewed this, and she said that she didn't see a lot of blurring. So proceed with caution if you are really looking forward to that blurring effect. I'm gonna talk about some more positive things, even though I'm returning the product. I don't think this product is like the worst. Based on looking at the ingredients and based on doing those searches with it, it looks like a lot of the ingredients are really good. Not even like not the worst. I think I came across more sketchy ingredients when I looked at the Giorgio Armani. So it looks like, I don't think this is a certified clean product, but it does look like they were using a lot of good ingredients, things that really weren't gonna be sent for people who have sensitive skin. I think this should be okay, unless you're me, I guess. But it did not break me out. It just felt uncomfortable on the face. And it did perform well. I didn't really like the way it looked when I first applied it, but I will say as the day progressed and my oils started to like kind of not break it down, but you know, give it a little bit more of a radiant finish, I really liked the way it looked. My midday check-ins I thought always looked really great. And the one day I wore for 8 hours, I even didn't think it looked that bad at the end of the 8 hours. I know that people are slowly getting vaccinated, and it seems like by summertime, we might be able to have our summers back, and who knows what mask wearing is gonna look like in the near future, but this did wear really well under the mask, and I assume that we're gonna be wearing masks inside closed spaces for the foreseeable future. So it did wear it well under that. I didn't wear a mask for a very long time that day, but there were a couple times where it was on and off, and it seemed to wear and fare pretty well under the mask. I thought the coverage of it was nice too. It was just like it was like nice coverage. It did what it had to do for a skin tint. And although I like my finishes of products to be like a skin finish or even like leaning a little bit more radiant, I do appreciate that they're catering to a market of people who would want a matte skin tint, because I don't think that there are a lot of brands that are doing that. Skin tints tend to be more radiant and natural, and I think that's maybe why a lot of people who have oily skin tend to avoid those type of products and go for something a little bit heavier that promises a matte finish. So I think this was a very smart thing for Fenty to do, and maybe in the future if they do release a version of the skin tint that promises a radiant finish, I'll give it a try, because I did really want to like this product. And before I finish my review, just keep in mind that this is my personal opinion, and there were a lot of reviews that I watched that persuaded me to buy this, that people really liked it. So it's very possible that if you think that you're going to like it, and a lot of the things that I had issues with would not be concerns for you, you may very well enjoy this, because it's not a terrible product. It just wasn't for me. And what I thought would be fun is I will start ranking the foundations that I review, and even though that sometimes it'll be a skin tint and sometimes it'll be a foundation and sometimes the coverages will be different, I thought it'd be fun to rank them. So here are my rankings of the 2 foundations I've reviewed so far. And for my next foundation review, what I'm going to do in my description box below, I'm going to list all the foundations I have available. And if you comment below which one you would like me to do my 5-day wear test review on next, I'll consider it, because I need some help and guidance, because picking the next foundation to do is a really hard thing for me to pick. And it's just because I'm unsure and I don't know what I'm gonna love and what I'm not. And whenever I don't like something on the first day, it's typically harder for me to push forward and keep using. So this will give me some motivation. So check out those foundations that I have in the description below and comment which one you want me to review next. If you enjoyed spending some time with me, I do have 2 podcasts if you want to hear more from me. They're not about makeup, they're about a couple different things. So first up is It Bears Repeating. This is your pop culture expansion path. I just finished a series on Kate Bush with my friend Tiffany, and we've done a series on Tina Turner and a bunch of things. So we basically talk ad nauseum about a specific person, place, or like big event. We are like, this is a new format for us. We used to cover Drag Race. So we are slowly getting our footing into this, because we do it bi-weekly because of the research and because we both work full-time. You know, it's a little bit more work than what we used to do. So it's just taking us longer to get our footing. However, we are about to start a series on Britney Spears, and it's gonna be great. And I have some fun things on the pipeline for that. And then we also have Recollect, which is our Patreon only podcast, where we go through a bunch of different types of countdowns and talk about whether a bunch of different types of music countdowns, and we bop or stop the songs to see if like the songs are still good or not, or if we like them or not. It's just a lot of fun. We do a little bit of sing-songy. It's, you know, it's a good time. And then on our Instagram for this podcast, we do the bops or stops live, so you get to vote on an Instagram poll. It's really fun. So follow us there on Instagram too. Even if you don't want to like subscribe to the podcast, you can definitely play the game. It's like the best part. It's not the best part, but it is a very fun part, an interactive aspect to what we do on that podcast. And if you made it to the end of this video after watching my review and you haven't subscribed already, you seem to like me quite a bit, I guess, because you made it through however long this video ran for. So just hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and say hello in the comments on your way out. I appreciate you so much for watching this. I will see you in my next video. Bye!